everybody, Brian the Wild Armenian, rat ride, carport, builder, mechanic, real estate investor, free video, whatever you want to call me, free independent, right, I guess. Oh boy, excuse me. And what I mean by that is, I don't know if I'm monetized. I was monetized, and a little backstory on that. I don't want to bore you with it, but I don't know. Google has a problem with my AdSense, so that's why you don't see commercials on my videos. So what? I enjoy doing these videos, and as long as I enjoy it, and I have people like you viewers out there seem to appreciate it, enjoy it, and I really thank you for that. That's all that really matters, If I counted on the revenue for YouTube to get by in life, I'd sure screw myself, excuse me, for that. Anyway, the video today I was got on my mind is I've been retired now, April now, and 2025 this is. And so I've been retired for 1 year and 4 months. Yeah! And of course, I always keep track every month. I take a budget. And I've been living on Social Security. Now, of course, you see, I'm working on my old truck and be honest with you. Social Security is not going to pay for that, all right? But the basics, I call the staples in life. People have other, what they call staples. I call staples in life, not just, your toilet paper and stuff like that, your insurance and that kind of hooty-dooty-doo. Anyway, and this was last month in March, and if I can pull that in to show you, so I itemize everything. Everything I spend and what I get, from with Social Security. And, my son graduated officer training school in Alabama. He's now an officer in the U.S. Air Force. So proud of him. But so we did a trip, okay? And that was, I think I spent about $1,000. I got it right here. No, I didn't. I'm sorry. $932. Almost $1,000. How about that? Almost $1,000. So, but anyway, now the Social Security, no, it didn't. But what Social Security did is paid for everything else, like the food, groceries. We figured $560, and gas $136. And I think I got some of that trip money on that gas. So I don't know. Drugs, a pharmaceutical and that kind of stuff. $50, and working on the old truck. What the heck? I put that in there. What the heck? $210. The old parts, old I call it buckets of rust cost me. So old bucket, I got that on my staples. How dare I? And and then my essentials like insurance and home insurance and auto insurance. That was like $314. And today's video is, this is, like I said, April 2025. And again, I've been retired for 1 year and 4 months. Yeah! 2023 was my last time I worked for somebody or worked at all and made an income, what I'm saying. I bought a couple of land last year and sold them, that kind of stuff. And that was just investments. This year I've kind of chilled out on it. I just want to slow down a little bit. I have money in CDs, so we're doing good there. Property investments. So with that, my video is about. What is this video about, Brian? Well, let me tell you what this video is about. So I said, again, I've been retired 1 year and 4 months. And what this video is, things are getting better, financially even. And I'm not talking about investments now. By all means, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about things are getting a lot better with us. Now, my wife, she's been working part-time. And I haven't been, be honest with you, I haven't been figuring in her end of this. Okay? Now, mind you, I'm still paying the staples and all that other stuff. This is accurate, okay? For the bills, household bills, okay? But, she's going to retire And then that's going to make things, we're going to have more money coming in that way. And then we're going to go on more little trips, outings and stuff like that. I don't like, we did making her niece is graduating high school, going off to college. So we're going to go up to St. Augustine in July. So I did book in St. Augustine, Florida. I did book a room for 3 nights, and we got the doggy daycare and all that lined up. So, other than that, I don't that's about as far. I don't want to plan anything anymore. You know what I'm saying? And because I don't like I have to be somewhere. I'm retired. And Ken says, I said my last video, my friend Ken said I mentioned I'm retired 20 times. And I said, oops, I did. But anyway, yeah, thanks for pointing that out, Ken. Thanks for watching my video. But anyway, I don't want to, I just want, one day I look at the wife, whatever night, I want to stay away from weekends. I'm going to get to that, why I want to stay on weekends. But let's say Monday through Friday, I look at the wife and I say, you know what, let's go to Daytona Beach, or let's go to the Keys, or let's go up to Georgia, let's go up to A1A, or let's go through I-10 head west. I don't know. We get that wild hair up our whats. And that's why I want to plan things. I don't want to plan, I got to be in a motel here or I got to be there. Now, getting back to the weekend thing, what I've learned last year in being retired, and I learned things being retired, is that stay away from beaches, parks on the weekends. When I dump my garbage to the green, we got green. I call it the green box where we take our garbage. I don't go on the weekends either. And the reason why, I call them all the weekend warriors out. The people that have to work Monday through Friday or Saturday. They're all out, and the beaches are parked, can't get a thing. So it's always best for me, just a suggestion to y'all, go on a Monday through Friday, because all those people are working. You can get parking at the beach. The beach is basically yourself, or the parks are really, not unless, excuse me, in Florida, we got July and the hot seasons when tourism is really going, and bike week and that kind of crap, So, of course, it's going to be packed on events, Speed Week we have in Daytona. So, I avoid those. Go after Speed Week, go after Bike Week, that kind of thing if you really want to have fun. Because, here's another thing too, prices are cheaper on motels also. Because after the big events, the motels are basically, the occupants are probably down to a quarter, so they start having rates drops, And just like now that St. Augustine trip we got in July, we had an event to go to, but the motel we stayed at last year sent us an email about you buy 2 nights and get 1 free. And this is in July. Now, July is pretty hot for Florida. Usually you don't get rate increases like that or deals. But, of course, this was ahead of time. So, and then I thought about it. The nights we got is the graduation party is on, I think, Saturday. So we got the night for Saturday, and we got to go up to Jacksonville. So St. Augustine from Jacksonville, not too far. We're talking 20 minutes, 25 minutes. So we got the room booked for Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. And those here again, Monday Saturday? Yeah, Saturday, Sunday night, excuse me, and Monday, and we'll be there Tuesday. So there you go, Monday and Tuesday, see? And it's off time, and people, like I said, the weekend warriors, all be back to work. Restaurants, when I go to a restaurant, go before, I know a couple of restaurants in town. If you go eat dinner, I know it kind of seems a little early, but let's say 3 o'clock. A lot of times you get $1.50 off the meal, price of the one meal. You know what I'm saying? Also, too, we'd be the wife. We go to a restaurant, we order water, and because, heck, when you buy water, you buy drinks like a soda or iced tea or coffee, man, that's between me and the wife, that's $5 just for beverages. So, there you go. I find ways to be frugal that way in retirement. Now, is this why things are getting better? No. things are going to get better. Here in Florida, our governor, Ron DeSantis, I couldn't believe it. Last month, he mentioned something about getting rid of our property tax. And I'm thinking, okay, yeah, that's going to go real well in the Senate. When I say the Senate, I'm not talking about D.C., I'm talking about Tallahassee. That's where our state capital is. And I said, yeah, that'll just go over. Yeah, that's just, talk. But sure enough, last week, he did a town hall, I guess, or whatever you want to call it, out in the front of the Capitol, and they're serious about it. And come to find out, there's about 4 other states that are, I think Michigan is one too. I'm pretty sure. I'm not sure, but I forgot the states, and forgive me on that. So they're talking about doing away with property taxes. And, there's and forgive me that, and I'm going to put this guy, his YouTube channel. God, I can't think of his name right now. That's what happens when you get to be an old fart. But I get so excited talking about things. But no, really, there's a fellow out in Texas that is a big-time realtor. I mean, real estate, not a realtor, but a real estate investor. He's got a federal lawsuit about across the board. Now, this is going on in Texas. He's got a couple of court dates and all, and I've been trying to keep up with this. And in Texas, and it's going to go to the Supreme Court about property tax is unconstitutional, and I believe it's in the Fifth Amendment, in the Constitution of our country. So this might be down the road, maybe a sign of things to come. And property tax, that's a big deal. And especially for retired people on income. And, not just retired people on income, families, people, young people buying homes. I mean, you think about that, your payments are going to be reduced a month, because when you take out a mortgage on a home, they figure in escrow. And what escrow is the taxes and the mortgage. Because, no, the mortgage companies don't want you to pay the insurance company. They're going to make sure the insurance is paid on that house that they loaned you the money on, and the taxes too. So they definitely take it out, whatever the percentage is. It could be, I'm just using this number, depending on what your mortgage and your price is. Let's say you're with your taxes and your insurance, hell, that could be $300 a month extra on your paying on your equity and your mortgage and your interest. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. So that's a lot of money. That's a lot of money back into your purse there. So, good things are coming. I really see that. I mean, that just blew me away. I never thought I'd see that one coming. In a million years, I always figured, the old saying is, 3 things in certain life is death and or 2 things, death and taxes. And, it looks like with the property tax and what DeSantis is doing, and I guess some other states are doing, it's really wonderful. And so that's good, It's good right now because of the fact I do take care, keep a sharp where my spending goes. And I'm telling you, I go right down to the penny. Really, I do. I really do. I want to know where every 50 cents is, and I like to watch my interest on my CD every month. And that's what I do, I've had businesses for years, and I've watched P's and Q's, and had to buy, my costs, what I'm going to spend every month and everything. I had to make sure, that I didn't go over budget, and that's what I always try. So I've always done that, and it really doesn't take me long to do it. Once you get a system going, it's really a piece of cake. I mean, and then it opens up, especially, and I really recommend doing a budget on yourself, because if you do this, watch where you're spending it, you'll be surprised. What you can do without, you don't really need, the wasteful spending. They talk about Doge, I did my own Doge. I've been Doge when Doge wasn't cool, and that's it. But, just look up, everybody. Things are going to get better. Kind of best thing to do is stay away from some of those news networks. Like I've been saying, CNN, CBS, MSNBC. There's a few other ones. ABC. They just spewed a lot of bad talking points, and I see they get a lot of seniors upset. I go to the church and I see a lot of them, just Mother Hubbard, the sky is falling, and I know the stock exchange is down and all that, and things are going to get better. Matter of fact, speaking of the stock exchange, I've been thinking about dabbling in buying a couple of stocks, but I don't want to overload my butt. I want to be versatile when I do. Don't have all your eggs in one basket, the old saying is. Well, with that, hey, there's a lot of things important today. Well, every day. My Lord Jesus Christ, hallelujah, yeah, and paid the ultimate price for me and countless millions, and my wife. I better say that. And I mean that. My children, I love them, and my friends, my family, my country. Hey, and you people out in YouTube land, take care of yourself. God bless you. Bye.